So in order to become a better player, you're obviously going to need to practice, and to have some solid routines in your armoury is very important. These are 4 routines that I've used throughout my career, and I believe are very, very solid in respect to improving your game. They range from the very basic to the very advanced. So please try them and let me know what you think, and please like and subscribe. Okay, routine number 1 is basically a warm-up routine that I would do sometimes before a match, where you're not really bothered about positional play, but you just want to get your cue arm going. So it's quite a good one to do if you're a beginner, or if you can play the game quite well and you're going into the club for 3 or 4 hours practice. It's quite a good one to do for the first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, just to get your cue arm going before you start thinking about more advanced stuff like positional play and thinking 2 or 3 shots ahead. So basically we've got the balls, we're just going to roll them down the table, and basically just start wherever you want, and it's not red colour, it's pot whatever ball you want. And as I say, it's really just about finding your groove for your cue action and just potting balls, really. As I say, you're not really thinking about position, you're just hitting the ball, getting your cue arm going. Missed that one, but that's what I mean, that's what this routine is all about, getting your cue arm going. Say, not really thinking about position, red. And so you continue on, basically just potting balls, getting your cue arm going, ready for a good day's practice or getting ready for a match. People often ask me what I did when I was practicing, so 5, 6, 7 hours a day. What was my routines? This is a routine that I probably did more than any other. It's the line-up. Now it depends on your skill set, really, how you go about this. I actually didn't think about putting all blacks or all pinks. I think the most important thing in any routine is just clearing the table. Because if you can clear the table, as I used to do, or try to do 10 times in a row, when you get to play a match, first chance, first frame, guess what you do? You normally clear up and win the frame because you've been doing it hours and hours every day. So there's a lot of, when I go in the pro circuit these days, I walk through the practice room, there's a lot of different routines. The reds are in funny angles, and I think that's fine, and that definitely hones your cue ball control, but I think the most important thing is clearing up and you winning the frame in one visit. So when you start the lineup, it's not about all blacks or all pinks or anything fancy. It's just basically about trying to learn how to control this cue ball. So just start wherever you like, basically. And I'm just going to try and score as many as I can. It's still quite important to, it's tempting just to hit a colour, pot the colour and know that you're going to be on a red, because obviously you can see how many reds there is. But in order to sort of help your cue ball control, I find it's quite helpful when you're on a colour to try and pick out a specific red, and then that makes you play position, rather than just making sure the pot knowing you're going to be on one. Because when it comes to break building in a frame, you can't rely on being on a red, you've got to play position. So it helps if you try and when you're down to each colour, try and play for a specific red. As you see, first red was the black. So I'm on this pink, so clearly I've got a choice of 8 reds I can play for. I mean, I could basically play for any red. You could put your cue ball in an area. So for a sort of beginner playing the lineup, you play for areas to give yourself choices of reds. But you get the idea. It's more about, for me, the most important thing about any routine, as I said earlier, is to try and win the frame in one visit, score enough so you win the frame, hopefully clear the table, because not only that gives you so much confidence when you get to play a match, it just improves your general play, your positional play. So the lineup, I think, is an excellent routine to help every part of your game. So obviously if you're making a clearance to try and pinch a frame off your opponent, or you need to clear the colours for a 1-4-7, or to make a century break, clearing the colours is something that obviously professionals have done thousands and thousands of times, and in practice they would never miss this situation. But when you're watching the TV, the pressure's on, it's an amazing amount of times this can go wrong. There's a routine, obviously the basic routine for clearing a colour, you just try and clear the colours once, but if you want to, you know, up the ante a little bit for a more advanced, you know, a more advanced player among you, try and do 6 in a row. 6 clearances of 6 colours is actually the same amount of pots it takes to do a 1-4-7 or a total clearance. So the idea of this is once you clear the colours, when you get to the black, you've got to have position on the black to be able to get back to the yellow again. So it all continues on, you don't just start again. So, but if we start with just the basic routine of clearing the colours, I mean, you've got, how many choices? You've got 3 realistic pockets to place a cue ball to pot the yellow. This is probably the most orthodox, because if you've been in a frame and you've potted the black to get in the yellow, this is more often than not where you're going to end up. So first shot is just centre cue ball, stun off the cushion. You want to be straight on the green, or you know, as straight as possible, because then the positional shot, I always think the most important shot in the clearing of colours is brown to blue. So you want to have a nice angle on the brown. So straight on the green gives you the chance to leave that cue ball basically in a perfect position. Now, you've got a choice. Some players play this shot a direct stun, so they take the cue ball up this end, straight for the blue, but I prefer to use a cushion, because I think in using the cushion, you're pretty much guaranteed of having a good shot on the blue, whereas if you stun, you could easily overscrew or decel underscrew. So we've got the angle here, so we just stun the green in. You've now left yourself a nice angle on the brown to play a little stun off the cushion just below centre. So the reason brown to blue is, I say, the most important shot in clearing the colours, is because you've left yourself perfectly on this blue just off straight. So basically the clearing the colours should now be automatic. It's just a matter of following through with the cushion for the pink. Automatic position on the black. So get that shot right from brown to blue, and the clearing of the colours becomes automatic. Okay, we've done the first routine, which has got our arm going. We've potted some balls. Then we've gone to the line-up, which obviously improves your break building. We've learned how to clear the colours, so we can do that under pressure. Now let's go to a more advanced routine, which is something that is pretty difficult, but it's superb, I believe, in terms of controlling that cue ball. It's basically potting the pink and black. So the idea is you pot the pink and black, that's 1 point. But when you get in the black, you've got to get position on the pink. But to make things even more tricky and advanced, the first pink is going to be in the middle, but the second pink has got to be in a corner pocket. So you alternate between middle pocket, corner pocket. And the idea is if you can do this 7 times, get 7 points, well, you're a pretty good player and you've got to control that cue ball. So let's start with a middle pocket pink, screwing back for the black. So remember, I have to have an angle on the black to play for the pink to a corner. So we'll get the pink out in the middle. So now I'm going to pot the black, play for the pink to the same pocket. This also, not only is it good for your cue ball control, but it's excellent for your concentration, because this takes every bit of concentration to be able to play position again and again. So this shot, obviously I have to play for pink into the middle pocket. So not hard enough. You'll see that the next shot would be pink in the middle, and I probably have to send the cue ball up and down the table to get back for the black. But you get the idea of the routine. It's all about close control of that cue ball. You imagine you're in a break. You're playing constantly, you're playing screws, stuns, round about the pink and black area. So if you can do this routine 7 in a row, well, you pretty much mastered cue ball control.